Hey, welcome to our show, Big Boy Adventures.
Hey, wait, restart. I wasn't in it.
Uh,
Restart. I just pressed play.
well, I was going to say, welcome to Big Boy Adventures. I'm your host and my co host, Kurt,
Co-host.
also editor in chief. But today we're doing a review on the Art Captain 165 Pro. So it's going to have our machine here, as you can see, the regulator, which doesn't come with it, and all the fun toys that are included in the box. Now, Kurt, how about you list off what we got here?
So, first off, starting off, it is a 110 220 volt machine, and it comes with a dongle to dumb it on down to 110. It comes with this pretty nice, very strong spring activated stick holder, and it is just just a little small DINS guy.
All right, sweet. What else? That looks pretty high quality right there.
Yeah, it comes with a nice little chipping hammer and brush.
Okay.
You got your brush on one side, and then this little metal piece. You can just.
All right, good enough to slap on some slag.
And they did come with this hood.
Ooh. That almost looks like a high-end Miller to me.
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah.
But we're going to be wearing our own hoods.
Yeah. I think that's a smart choice. Don't use those ever. But it did come with a free pair of gloves. So if you don't have any gloves, these actually feel pretty nice. Nice little cowhide insulated. You get your Art Captain user manual right here. You get, what really matters, the stickers. We all know that's what really matters. You get about 2 pounds of 035 solid wire. And it looks like a K-grooved drive roll for 035 and 035 and 030 flux core wire. So it has that knurled drive roll on here. And then some extra tips from 023 to 035. They're basic Tweako tips. So anything from like an old Lincoln MIG gun can fit on here. And I'll let Kurt talk about the machine here with the ground clamp, which we already have set up.
Yep, so we already set up the machine. We didn't use the roll of wire it came with. We just put in some, what do we put in here? Some 035?
030.
030 solid wire. We already have it fed through the machine and all that good stuff. And here, let me bring y'all closer for a better look. Here, this is how we set up. We got a little bit of tension right here. Tighten down to about 3.5. And then also inside the machine, it does come with a cool chart to figure out, what you should set your inches per minute and your amperage to. This machine does do MIG stick and DC lift TIG.
Yeah. And here's the MIG gun too. So it comes with a Euro style plug with the tips, like I said, were Tweako. So it's twist on and twist off tips and your diffuser and your nozzle. So any weld shop that sells consumables will have these consumables for you. All right, so as you can see here on my phone, we have the Art Captain app. You have to turn on your Bluetooth and, let's see here, stop that. And you have to turn on your location. If you don't turn on the location for some reason, the app does not let you connect to that device. So when we get that hooked on, you go to your app, and then it'll say add device. I have mine already added here, but you push that add device, it will search for it as if you're connecting to anything that requires a Bluetooth, and that machine will pop up. So we quick connect on here since it's already added. It shows that it's already adding, and now it's connected. So when you go through, it's on MIG right now. It tells you exactly what you have it set onto. You can go scroll down. You set parameters. This will let you switch it from synergic mid mode or manual MIG mode. So if you have it on Synergic, it's like as if you're doing it manually over there on Synergic mode. You're able to twist it, turns up your amperage and your voltage at the same time. If you go over to manual mode, then you can mess with your wire feed speed by itself or the voltage too by itself. If it's on Synergic mode, you cannot mess with the voltage if you messed with the amperage already. Let's see here. It lets you switch between 2T, 4T, and spot welding. So 2T is when you push the trigger, you let go, it will stop. 4T is if you push the trigger, let go, it keeps on going until you push that trigger again, let go, then it will stop. And then spot weld is more for like sheet metal if you're doing any panel work on a vehicle. You set it to a few seconds and you hold the trigger, it'll do it for a few seconds and then it'll automatically stop. We're not doing any spot welding today. You can mess with your inductance and your burn back, which honestly, you keep your inductance at 0, you'll be all right. And your burn back is already preset to 0.2 seconds, which is perfectly adequate. So you can save jobs on here too. So if you liked how your machine worked on that job and you're going to continuously work on that certain kind of material, let's say like an 1/8 inch material, you can save it and have it preset so you can also just pull that thing up for the next job that you do. All right. Now let's get some welding done and show you how some of the MIG handles on here. We do have some pretty close to 1/8 inch material. It's actually, I think, 14 gauge. Some coupons here. Already prepped. And we have our gas already set up too. It's 75-25 mixed gas. So it seemed like we're running a little cold, so I moved it up to 252 inches per minute with 18 volts. So like I said, this is close to, it's between 14 gauge and 1/8 inch material, pretty close. I'm just tacking on some pieces real quick. We're gonna do a regular, do some regular welds over here. Might do a lap or whatnot. So let me get these tacked real quick and then we'll see what goes on with this. Thank God they gave us this.
That's a good quality.
Yeah. It's a little lightweight, but it's all right.
So this kind of machine is really great for at-home kind of DIY stuff that you're doing at your house.
Yeah, the duty cycles seem pretty good. If you have it on 110 compared to 220, the duty cycles will vary. But yeah, on sheet says it has some pretty decent duty cycles. So it does up to 165 amps, which can do some pretty decent stuff. So if you're working on trailers, framework, anything like that, this machine will definitely be completely adequate to be doing that. If it's going to be in a bigger shop facility, I don't see them using a 165 amp machine. But I know that Art Captain itself is making bigger machines too that will rival, hopefully those Esau, Miller, Lincolns, and maybe Everlast and all that other stuff too. That'd be kind of cool to get into the market on that. So we got a few pieces here that we have stuck together. Did you want to try it out?
Definitely.
All right. Which one did you want to do, Mr. Kurt?
I want to do this guy.
All right. So Mr. Kurt over here, let me squeeze over here. I'm going to grab the camera and let you guys see.
We can use this awesome face mask we got.
Or I have a spare hood.
Yeah, the only reason we're not using this one is because this shade that we got, it came with the machine, but it's just a little bit too dark. and it's kind of hard to see through. You know, and that's a good thing. You know, darker is always better. You don't want to blind yourself, but it's all about personal preference as well. I like being able to see a little bit more. Um, that's why I set mine at about shade 10. Depending on what kind of welding you're doing, you're going to want to vary your shading. Like TIG is a lot brighter, a lot higher amperage sometimes, and that you're going to want a darker shade for.
All right. So here we go. He's going to start and test her out. Sounds nice and consistent. Has a nice bacon sound. That's what you want when you're making any sort of welds. Good way to know that you're setting it up right. If it has any weird sputtering or anything like that, you might have too much wire feed speed or your voltage might be too hot. If your voltage is too hot, you're going to have it sound like a machine gun because it's blowing up the end of that wire and basically burning it back, and that's going to cause your machine to stutter a lot too. All right.
Red hot.
Nice and hot.
And after you're done welding, you always want to hang your whip over something. That tip is going to be very hot, and you don't want to be touching it, rubbing your leg up against or anything. You'll get a nasty weld on yourself.
A nice little bead here. She's hot on the table here. The table is cold.
Hot.
So
you can see you get good penetration. You can see the heat marks going straight through it. Even just looking at this other side. I mean, that's beautiful. That's what you want to see in a weld.
You tap it twice and that thing's not going anywhere. Fantastic. So I know a lot of you guys don't have 220. We're going to switch it over to 110 real quick, and I'll test it out on 110 for you. So
this right here is how easy it is to switch it from 220 to 110.
So this is your 220 plug to the 220 outlet that's on our extension cord. You unplug it here. When you're hooking it up to a 110 extension cord, you want no less than a 12-3 cable. We got a 10-3. This thing's fat, you know, pretty thick, because anything lighter than that, you're going to have problems with your electricity going through it. It's going to have more resistance. It's going to cause problems on your machine. Your machine will fry out itself. The machine usually will sacrifice itself to get the job done if you're messing it up. And then next time you go to turn it on, it just won't work. But we got the right kind of extension cord. It's going 15 feet. Maximum you want to push is 25 on a 110 extension cord. If you have to do a 50, you have to do a 50, I guess. Jobs sometimes require it. But just know that you're putting more strain on that welder. All right, so now that we have it plugged into 110 with that dongle, we'll turn it on like we do normally. When you turn on your machine, it's going to tell you if it's on 220 or 220, 240, or 120 volt. So the 120 volt is going to have it dumbed down, so you can't go past 140 volt or 40 amps. Anything beyond that, you have to be on 224 or 240. It only lets you go up to a certain amount of voltage too. On this machine, I know the voltage goes up to 22 volts, which is pretty high and impressive for 110. We're still going to do the same settings as we had it on 240. Just because it's on 110, if it's 100 amps on 120 or 100 amps on 240, it's still 100 amps. There's always some sort of confusion that people think, oh, if it's on 120 and it's only 100 amps, you have it set to 100 amps, it's going to be colder. No, 100 amps is 100 amps. It don't matter. That's how it is. You won't be able to do as thick material but you can definitely get stuff done. I think on 110, you'll probably be able to do up to 1/4 inch steel max. You will have to bevel, clean, multi-pass. It's not just a, hey, I'm slapping these two rusty pieces of metal that's not prepped all together and weld on top of it. I can do 1/4 inch. No, you have to prep your material. Welding is 90% prep, 10% welding. All right. If you skip that 90% and you do a half-ass job, you're gonna have a half-ass weld. Your material's not gonna last. It's gonna rust from the inside out. You're gonna have breaks. That's just how it is. And then you're gonna have fun time going back and fixing what you should have done the first time. But enough of that. Let's see how this works on 110. I'm gonna do the same kind of weld that Mr. Kurt did here. If I can get my gloves on the right way. All right. So, all right, here we go. All right, that's a nice weld here. So nice and steady. You want to make sure that you get both the bottom and the top stitched together there. So you have to do sort of a zigzag, or some people like to do the backwards C when they do it. So it hits both top and bottom here. We got some nice penetration in the back here and on the bottom. That sucker ain't going nowhere. All right, so
that was our review on the Art Captain 165. If you want to see us dip into the other functions of this machine, like the stig or lift TIG, we can definitely do that. Just let us know down in the comments. And if you want to check out Art Captain, just go ahead and look in the description. We'll have their website linked in the description.
Just a word of advice: we didn't get paid anything from our captain. This came out of our own money. We felt that, we deal with working with Miller, ESOB, Lincoln, stuff like that. We saw this pop up and we're like, hey, let's try it out, see how it really is. We see a lot of people talking about them, so why not? So we came out of pocket and bought this unit ourselves. We weren't sponsored, none of that from Art Captain. But if you guys are interested, they seem like they're a nice, solid little unit. Like he said, we will put a link to their website in our description. As you can see, we only covered the MIG section. If you do want us to do the other portions, let us know. We could do the stick and the TIG later on in another video. We did these nice little welds with the 110, and he did it with the 220 here, the 240. They both turned out phenomenal. So, I mean, it runs just as smooth as our machines that we use here, and these are $3,000–4,000 machines that we use compared to, we got this one for $240 on sale. So, I mean, for a $240 machine, plus we paid another $26 for the regulator, it's a no-brainer. It's a pretty good entry-level machine. The machine does spool on when it's being used and warm. but it does have a smart fan system, which is really cool. So eventually when it does get back down to temperature, the fan will stop and you don't have to fight with the fan and everything. But yeah.
Other than
Else?
that, if you guys want to see more, leave us a like, subscribe, and yeah, my name's Kurt.
My name's Jeff.
Sweet.
And this is Big Boy Adventures.
Yes, sir. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
Sick.
Sweet, dude!